Yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying I shouldn't do that?
No, just say, I'm sure no one has any questions. We'll move on.
Right. I'm going to open the public hearing in reference to 2026 ADA Transition Plan and Title VI Implementation Plan for the city of Wabash. Is there anyone to speak for or against this ADA transition plan? Jody?
I will present to you the ADA transition plan and the Title VI implementation plan. So I went ahead, I brought 5 copies total. I know it doesn't look like as much as your old ones. So anyway, we can start with the Title VI implementation plan. And included in here are all the requirements that you need to meet to be ADA compliant for, in particular for NDOT, although, it is the law. So what we've got in here is all your assurances. We've got Shelley Hipskin named as your Title VI coordinator. Let's see if there's anything. Your complaint procedure is in here. How you deal with if you do get a complaint, you need to report it. And then there's actually forms in the back. There's also included in here some language that must be part of documents that you do. Let's see, where is it? The Title VI standard DOT assurances are in Appendix A. And if you have your city contracts, they're supposed to have this, it's on page 23, the compliance for all the regulations, those kind of things need to go into your contracts. Anything involving federal funds has to have this.
Correct. And most often, the engineering firms supplying the contracts include those in there.
Right. If you transfer any property, there's some clauses that have to go in there. And that's starts on page 27. Page 31 is where your complaint log is, and we'll give this all to you digitally, of course, to put on your website, and so that you have these forms and all that good stuff. And then we've outlined your complaint procedure. That's in Appendix C, and basically it just goes through the process of they would report the complaint to you, and then you have like 10 days to report it to NDOT that you received a complaint. They have to fill out the form, or you have to help them fill out the form. If they don't agree with you, there is an appeal process and different things that go along with that. Honestly, I've never run into it personally, so I really haven't experienced the issue. And then, like I said, your complaint forms are in here. The voluntary public involvement survey is the one thing that I don't think we do a good job as people doing. These are supposed to be like presented at every one of your meetings. They should be like wherever you have your agendas, maybe put them beside them. It's supposed to be this voluntary public involvement survey. It's, again, I don't know that I've ever had a single person fill one out, but they are supposed to be side by side and then at all of your public meetings. So they just, the idea is that if you, and in here is your statistics on how many non-English speaking and all that stuff. It's the LEP stuff. It's in here somewhere. And yours is very low, so you're not required to do anything because of it. But if you started getting a bunch of these voluntary public involvement surveys and you started getting a whole bunch of people that said, we have an entire, deaf community, and so we would like to see an interpreter, for these meetings, then you would start to have that kind of information come up. So,
We've got 2 council people messing off this.
oh, okay.
Our at-large council people are not on here. On that last page.
Okay, we will get that fixed. And then you have your iSpeak cards are in here. Again, I don't particularly like those, but if somebody doesn't speak English, you
Right.
give them this, and then you can at least figure out what language they speak. And so then you can get an interpreter. Now the training is another part of it. All of your staff is required to be Title VI trained, ADA trained. And I have, again, we have this as a PowerPoint, but I have the actual slides that we do. You don't actually have to do a presentation to them any longer. You just have to make sure they have that, have read it, and then we'll sign off that they have it. So any new employees, have to have that.
Can we get this slide deck and
You have it. I'll get it
we do?
digitally. Yes.
Yeah.
It's already been sent to me.
PowerPoint.
And then if we just email that out to all our employees, does that
Yep.
suffice?
It sure does.
Okay.
And so there's a form in here to have them fill out that and sign it. that
Date
they-
of training.
They got it.
Okay.
Yep. And it really doesn't take that long, but it is very good information. And then finally, what we'll adopt later tonight, if you approve this, is the resolution that I need to put the other 2 signatures on.
Right.
Saying that you agree to it. Are there any questions on the Title VI?
And honestly, you don't have to list all the council people.
Right.
We typically don't do that on any resolutions or ordinances. We typically just have my signature and the city council president,
Okay. So when we
And
change it,
then I attest.
and you attest it, but herein lies a problem. The first thing on the agenda is electing the council president for this year, so it may change.
we can just put council pres. Well, it doesn't matter because it's not going to happen tonight anyway.
I did edit the one you had sent.
Oh, you
me
did?
To add the other 2 council.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay, then we're good.
Okay. And then you'll just need the resolution number.
It's probably gonna be
It's 4.
number 1.
Hang on, I think it's 4.
It's our first council meeting of the year.
We're busy people.
Got a lot going on.
Yeah, resolution number 4.
Oh, because we got the,
Tax abatement.
tax abatement.
Yeah.
which we may or may not.
Okay, so that's the information that I have for you on the Title VI.
Okay.
Now, the other plan in front of you is the ADA transition plan. And this is more of your barriers that you have, things like your counter height and your sidewalks. Do you have it?
No, you only gave me
You did?
you gave me the Title VI implementation plan. Okay.
No, I had this one.
Oh, you didn't have the
Yeah, I
Title
didn't have the
VI.
other one.
Okay.
Oh, I mixed it up. I'm so sorry. Apologize.
Didn't-
So you didn't know what I was
Numbers make a
going
lot more
through.
sense.
Yeah. You know what I was
No,
talking
I
about.
understand it.
So typically you've been doing most of this stuff. It just needed, it hadn't actually technically been updated since 2012.
Mhm.
And so what we did was we went out and we did a complete inventory of everything except for the sidewalks and curb ramps that had, were being updated regularly by the former ADA coordinator and are in these books. And I have 2 more in the car. So what we did is we just said we'll reference these and they'll be in your office. Because there was no point, he was keeping up with them. Every time he replaced a sidewalk or a curb ramp, he would put in a new sheet for that. So there's no point, we didn't need to go out and re-inspect those. We did add the new streets that you took over, Cass Street,
Yeah.
and I can't remember the other ones.
Market and Canal.
And so those are in here. And from now on, again, I'll just say you can either keep doing this or let us know once a year what you get done, and we can update that way. So again, you have your grievance procedure. You were doing, like I said, most of everything that was in there already. You do need the public notice. And I don't think I saw it on your webpage that you need to add, and I can't remember if it's Title VI or ADA, which one it goes on to, but just that if you need assistance, that call this number within so many days. And that's in here on the date. I think it's 10 days. You get 10 days. They have to notify you if they need additional assistance. So that if you need a interpreter for sign language, you call I forget what number it is, but again, that's in here too, to go over that. And they'll get you set up. So again, your inventory is back here. It's included in Appendix A. We did see quite a few deficiencies on Cass Street. A little bit on Market, not much. And a little bit on Canal Street. Those were added. We also did the trails. Those weren't in your initial one. And there's quite a bit on the trails that we need to look at. So there's a sheet for every one of your areas, and you'll see pictures. And then this is what we call the deficiency list. So if you start at the very first one, it would be Charlie Creek Trail, and you can see that that transition to that lookout isn't level, so you're supposed to level that. There's trip edges from tree roots. The bridge has over a 13% slope. The trip edges on both sides of the bridge. Trail has locations with cross slopes over 2%, and the tree canopy impedes the headspace clear zone. So it's not that you have to go out and do all of these at once. That's why you have a plan and you have goals and you have accomplishments. So I don't want anybody to get scared away that, you're suddenly having to do $100,000 and $200,000 worth of ADA work. But it is all included in here, recommendations for what you should do. They were given priorities like, the parking lot at Paradise Springs Historical Park needs a van accessible sign. You could do that, and that becomes part of your goal and accomplishment. So there's a lot of little things like that. There is a total in the back. These are really swags, so they are not engineered estimates. This is a general cost that we have seen. So you've got cost for sidewalk upgrades on Cass Market and Canal at $171. Cost for the city park, trail, and pool, $250,000, and city building upgrades at $31,000. In here, part of your, we put in here that you've dedicated $50,000 a year towards bringing your streets and sidewalks up to ADA compliance, which actually comes out of your QMCAP projects with your MCC&D and stuff like that. So that's in here. And then you have the complaint forms are all in here. Grievance procedure. Again, those complaint forms. That voluntary public involvement survey is in here again. And your I Speak cards. And then we've got the resolutions to adopt. So your ADA transition plan will be good for 3 years. So this is a 26, so obviously you're good until 29. You do have to submit a goals and accomplishments report every year by October 1st to NDOT, and we'll help you get through that. And this will, when we give you all, once we get everything compiled, it will have this year's goals and accomplishments report. So that'll be done. You're finished for 26. You don't have to worry about it. So we'll get that with the final documents, and we will give you the email to send it to NDOT to get all of that approved or whatever. Your Title VI plan is technically, must be redone technically every year. And those are due, I think it's October 1st also. What that really entails is just a detailed look to make sure all your organization charts and your numbers and all that stuff are still the same. Again, we can work through that and help you with it, but you're good for 26 because this takes care of it. So you're good until next year. You've got a year and a half, really. Let's see, do you have any other questions?
No, I just find it ironic that you've pointed out stuff that NDOT replaced 3
Yes.
times because they couldn't get it right.
I know. It's very hard to. Sometimes I swear I think it's the size of the level you use, but technically you're supposed to use a 2-foot level. And so those are there's very little tolerance
Mhm.
in a 2-foot level. And so that's why it gets.
And they were probably using a 4-foot.
Which is what most people use. But ProAg actually says you have to do a 2-foot level.
Awesome. Okay.
So then we will just go through the resolutions at the council meeting, and I guess the other one would be 2026-05 would be the next number. Because you got a resolution for ADA and a resolution for Title VI.
It'd be number 5, yes. Better print it.
Okay. Anything else?
Just ask for public comments, I think, and that's it.
There is no public to comment. So I will close the public hearing. This is going to be 5 minutes, maybe 17. Thanks.
So sorry.